What's going on, guys? So today we have a very green day for the pot sector, but the rest of the markets are red. So the big winner for today is Aphria, over 37%. I'm potentially going to be collecting some profits with Aphria today, mostly because they've had such a huge run. I could be expecting a minor pullback, but of course I'm only going to be selling at most 50% of my shares and be keeping the rest of my shares long term, or potentially just have cash ready just in case Aphria goes back down again. But I'm going to be talking about that in the video. I'm also going to be talking about Aphria earnings and how they did, why did Aphria explode today, and the rest of the sector. We'll be doing some technical chart analysis. I'll also be talking about Aurora Cannabis and how they went up 7%. I did make a video last night talking about Aurora Cannabis and how they were up in the post market, and of course they had a green day today. But before we get this video started, don't forget, give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget, hit that notification bell, smash that subscribe button, and let's get this video started. So today Aphria had a huge run, up over 35% in one day. So there's a few reasons as to why this has happened, but mostly one big reason, and that's because Aphria reported earnings, and their earnings turned out better than expected. They returned a small profit, and we're going to get into all that. Not only did Aphria go green today, most of the whole sector was green today, including Aurora Cannabis, which is currently up 6% today. Actually, looking at Aurora Cannabis right now, Aurora Cannabis is up 7.18% today. I did make a video last night talking about how Aurora was up in the post market, and just as expected, Aurora has had a green day today, up over 7%. And I'm also going to be looking back at some of my videos, even here 3 days ago. I think I posted this video actually on Sunday, and it was titled, "Is it finally time to buy Aurora and Canntrust?" I was talking about Aurora Cannabis on this video, saying how Aurora is approaching a support line at $6, and we're going to look at Aurora charts real quick right now. Aurora Cannabis right here, this is the $6 support line that I've been drawing. I'm just going to remove this arrow, and what Aurora did was pretty much hit this support line, went a little below it, and immediately bounced off, which is one thing that I expected. But at the same time, it does not mean that Aurora is officially in the green. We are still downtrending in between this support and this resistance line. We could easily have a nice little run, hit this resistance here, and continue to downtrend. Obviously what we want to see is Aurora to start uptrending and hopefully push above this $7 resistance right here. If Aurora continues to downtrend, what I've mentioned time and time again, it could potentially go back down to $5 American. So Aurora Cannabis is now up 7.26%. We're going to take a look at Aphria as well, and Aphria continues to climb, up 36%. My only concern right now is there's a huge gap up here. It gapped up all the way from $7.14 all the way up to $8.44, a huge gap. Eventually what happens with these gaps is they do seem to get filled. A lot of green volume. Aphria seems to be overbought right now. We're going to look at the 5-minute charts. Aphria continues to uptrend, and I did have a support line drawn in for Aphria. I'm actually going to extend this support line. I've drawn this support line in the past, which was at $6.50, and as you can see right here, Aphria came very close to hitting this support line right here. So it came very close to hitting this support. It didn't quite hit it, immediately bounced back up after reporting its amazing earnings. I'm also going to extend this support line right here, which is at around $8.60. And if you guys have watched my previous videos, I have spoken about these two supports. This line right here I considered a very strong buy. Anything in between the red lines I always consider a strong buy, and as you can see, it was for good reason. Aphria went all the way down in between these two lines and immediately bounced off this support, and now is above this $8.60 support line. So now we're going to see whether Aphria will continue to trade above this line right here, which is at around $8.60, or whether it will go back below it and start using it as a resistance, or bouncing off it as a support. So now we're going to get into the news, the Aphria news, and we're going to talk about what happened with Aphria earnings. So right here we have Aphria rockets 32% after surprise profit to pull cannabis stocks higher. So Aphria had a net income of 15.8 million in Canadian dollars, which is the equivalent of 11.9 million American, which was compared to a loss of 5 million about a year ago. Sales rose more than tenfold to 128 million, which was 12 million a year ago. The company said it expects a fiscal 2020 revenue net of excise taxes of 650 million to 700 million. There are no reliable fact set estimates for the company, but the GMP said the numbers and the outlook was strong and reiterated its buy rating on the stock. So also the quality of Aphria's product was mentioned as one of the best among all LPs, and our contacts also said the company has greatly improved operationally. The analyst wrote in a note to clients, "We also heard there were strong efforts from Aphria to improve relationships with its partners and distributors following the transition last year." We're going to look at some other pot companies. Not only did Aphria bring up Aurora Cannabis, Cronos is also up 7.15%. We're going to look at Canopy. Canopy growth went up 4% as well. Not much movement for Organogram. Organogram went up 1.7%. Hexo is currently up 5.1%. Tilray went up 2.85% today. Pretty much the whole pot sector is green when the rest of the markets are red. The S&P 500 is down 26 points. Dow 30 is down 280 points. Nasdaq is down 64 points. Russell 2000 is down 23.8 points. So literally Aphria and their earnings brought up the whole pot sector, but the rest of the markets are in the red. The only thing we see in the green is the pot sector, gold, and silver. So we're going to move on to some more news, which is about Canntrust, which is Aphria's CEO is absolutely interested in Canntrust pot asset. So this is what the CEO, Erwin Simon, said. "I think they have some great medical clients and they have some real interesting assets," Simmons said Friday. "As somebody that looks for opportunities all the time, it's something that absolutely we would be looking at." Canntrust put itself up for sale earlier this week after a regulatory breach erased more than 500 million in market value and resulted in the firing of the CEO, Peter Aceto. So right now the RCMP and the Ontario Provincial Police are investigating, and this is what Canntrust disclosed on Thursday. The shares have plunged more than 57% this year. So on the bright side for Aphria, they are already attracting Canntrust's former medical patients after the company froze sales of its products. This is what they said: "We've seen a nice increase in our medical cannabis business." So as we all know, not too long ago, Aphria was being attacked by short sellers because of their allegation of having businesses out in South America that they've overpaid. So Aphria has pretty much seen and been in almost the same situation as Canntrust is in right now. And as we can see, Aphria has recovered nicely. And right now, especially after these earnings, things are looking really good for Aphria. So whether Aphria is going to purchase Canntrust or not, it's still unknown. It's questionable. I did talk about it in the video in the past. There's a few companies that can potentially purchase Canntrust, one of them being Cronos, Green Growth Brands. I personally think Canopy is a company that could afford them. Now Aphria is on that list, and there was another company, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. So as of now, what do I expect from Aphria? Honestly, I won't be surprised to see a pullback. I might even collect some profits with Aphria today, mostly because I do think Aphria has gone up way too quick, way too soon. Now it's currently up 39%. On the American side, I think I'm going to be placing a sell order today. I'm not sure at what price. I'll be keeping an eye out on the markets, but I do think I want to collect some profits with Aphria right now, mostly because I am expecting a pullback. But just in case Aphria continues to run up, I will continue to hold onto a core position for Aphria. But right now, I will most likely be collecting profits. And if I do, I will most likely be updating you guys with how many shares I sold and at what price. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions. How high do you think Aphria can go? Do you think they're going to go above $10? I actually just posted a sell order today. I'm gonna sell half of my shares for at $10 a share, so we're gonna see if that sale goes through. If not, I'll be holding on to my shares. But if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget, leave me a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, hit that notification bell, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.